Jocko. Prioritize and execute. Is it wrong to sacrifice health in short term to accomplish work objectives? And how would you make up the time lost?
So yeah, absolutely. Sometimes you have to sacrifice workouts for health for work objectives. There's no doubt. That's life.
Yeah.
And work, in many respects, is life. And that's kind of another topic. But try and love what you're doing. Try and enjoy your job. If you don't, because if you enjoy your job, then work is life is an okay thing. If you hate your job, then work is life is not a good situation to be in. Yeah. So try and get into things and do something that you enjoy doing. And if you don't enjoy it, find some kind of an exit strategy. But that's another topic. Going back to this topic, is it okay or is it wrong to sacrifice your health in the short term to accomplish long-term work objectives? And yeah, even in the SEAL teams, we did that all kinds of times, a lot, whether it was in training or for a mission where our priority or our mission or our training takes priority over workouts and over eating healthy and over everything. So there's times where you're just 100% focused on some kind of mission, and that's what you're gonna do, and that's okay. That's what we did in the SEAL teams, and that's what everyone does. And when you get done with that, how do you make up for lost time? You do some hard workouts, and maybe you go eat super clean, or you fast for a little while, or whatever it is that gets you back on track. You just get yourself back on track. What you have to watch out for is a pattern, a long-term pattern, where work takes precedent over health for multiple weeks, right? Multiple weeks and months, right? If you're talking about months, we're in a bad situation. Yeah. Like if you go week, 2 weeks where you just were crazy and work was crazy, and your health went down a couple notches on the priority, and a couple of weeks goes by and you go, I'm glad I got through that, and the hard season's over, or the whatever, right. People in the finance world and tax season, they're just busting their ass for 2, 3, 4 straight weeks. It's really hard. It's understandable. And retail people around Christmas time, everyone's got their little cyclical things. Real estate people in the springtime and the summer starts rolling around their work. There's cyclical things, and that's cool. You work hard for 2, 3 weeks where you just have to get after it. But when that starts turning into months and multiple weeks and then months and then secular months of your health is taking the back seat, we have an issue. Now, that being said, there are not too many jobs that consume 23.5 hours a day of your time. There are just not that many jobs that do that. Now, what you might be facing here is you might be blaming your job for you being lazy. That can be happening. That's a strong possibility, actually. Because you can make time for a 20-minute workout, right? 20-minute workout. Yeah. Right? 20-minute workout like that. If you get 20 minutes, you get in there, shake it out a little bit, and you do, a couple hundred burpees, go as hard as you can. You just got to work out. That took you 10, 15, 20 minutes, right?
Well, yeah, longer than that for me, but yeah.
Right. You see what I'm saying, though?
I do, yes, fully.
You do, and then if you can do that, if you sprint, if you do 10 sprints, right? Doesn't take you much time. You do go and knock out 3, 4, 5 sets of pull-ups. Go knock out a couple hundred pull-ups. How long does that take? It doesn't take that long, right? Take you 15 minutes. You're done. So then maybe at night you just roll up there, you grab your kettlebell, and you knock out some swings. It takes you 7 minutes. Yep. We're not talking about a bunch of time. So are we being lazy because we're not carving out 15, 20 minutes, half an hour? A lot of people ask me about what the workouts I do when I'm on the road. A lot of times when I'm on the road, I fly into a city, I get there 11 o'clock at night. The next day I'm working with a company at 8 o'clock in the morning. And so my schedule's tight. Why am I in the hotel room? The hotel room gym sucks for one thing. And I'm going to bang something out quickly. It's not going to be an hour workout. No, it's going to be like 20 minutes sometimes. Now, sometimes if I have a little extra time, maybe I'm not meeting with the company until lunch. Yeah. Cool, I'm going to have a nice long workout, of course. Yeah. But if I'm due to meet with the CEO for breakfast at 7 o'clock, it's going to be a quick, hardcore 12-minute workout. Yeah. And that's cool. So you got to carve that out. And So make sure that it's the job that's doing this to you and not you that's doing this to you.
Yeah.
So if it is your job, truly your job is the thing that's making you unhealthy, then you got to fix it. Now, what you have going for you is that companies want you to be healthy, right? Companies understand the benefit of having healthy employees, not just from a productivity standpoint, but from like an insurance viewpoint. If we got we've got health coverage for our employees, and all of our employees are sick and lame and lazy, and we're having to pay their medical bills, and they can't work, it's problematic. So what you do is you step up and you say, hey, you know what? We don't have a health and wellness program. I want to run it. We need a little gym. Oh, it's going to cost money? Yes, it's going to cost money, but I'm going to save you money in productivity. I'm going to save you money in insurance. I'm going to write a point paper on that. I'm going to win that one all day long. We're going to put a gym in the lounge, and we're going to put some mats in the donut room. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to do it. Well, I think LinkedIn has a jiu-jitsu room.
You mean
LinkedIn, the company.
like the headquarters?
I think I saw a picture of they have a jiu-jitsu room.
Good idea.
Yeah, you wouldn't even have to pay me to work there. I'd be like, oh, you got jiu-jitsu room? Boy.
Free membership.
Yeah. So go, step up. Your company, I can about guarantee your company wants you to be healthy. So step up, maybe take a leadership role in forming the health and wellness program for your company. Get it.
Funny, my brother's company, Frag Mob. They don't have mats in obviously in the office, but
yet,
yeah. But
we are working on that.
It's funny though. He'll do this. He'll encourage people to go to jiu-jitsu. To the point where they have rash guards even.
Yeah, we have a pretty good representation from Frag Mob at the gym.
Yeah.
You know what I call everyone from Frag Mob that trains? You know what I nickname them?
What?
All of them? Frag Mob. Everyone from Frag Mob, that's what I call them.
That's their actual name. You Frag Mob. It's not Jim anymore.
No,
it's Frag Mob.
No, your name is Frag Mob.
Yeah. So, but that's good because it becomes this culture that kind of catches on, where, and this is just jiu-jitsu. It can be kind of anything, CrossFit or even spin, I don't know, whatever. But jiu-jitsu is kind of good because it's one of those ones that you can kind of come and talk about it and, hey, I choked you out or you choked me out kind of thing. You can choke your boss if he's there. It's like that kind of stuff. It's real fun.
Choke your boss.
And they even have like I said, rash guards. The rash guards, like if you work for Frag Mob, it'll say staff on the back. It'll have they do like AI and development stuff like that. So the staff one will be what does it have on the sleeves? Like digital circuitry. Yeah. And then the other one will say security. That's like friends of the friends of the family.
But isn't there a difference
whatever.
Also between the hardware and the software rash guards?
Right. That's what I mean. That's exactly what it is.
One.
So the guys who actually work for Frag Mob have the software rash guards that has like circuitry on the design, and then the
hardware.
Oh no! Sorry, the software is the
little zeros and ones,
code,
like Matrix.
The code. Yes, exactly. And the security guys who work. Anyway, nonetheless, that's like a good look because that's not really an official program in Frag Mob or in a company. It's kind of the influential element of the culture, where it's like, and my brother he pushed that, not. Kind of overtly, I guess, but it wasn't like you guys have to do this. No. It's kind of like, hey, you should come down. I'll give you a rash guard. And okay, cool. And guys, and it was funny. There's a bunch of Frag Mob people in there just going. Interesting, but yeah, that helps. It does help for sure.
Now, the thing is, if none of that works, if your company's just dragging you down, and you've checked and double checked and triple checked your own discipline or lack of discipline. Mm-hmm. And you realize that it's the work that is bringing down your health. In that case, you got to follow the procedure. You got to find an exit strategy, create an exit strategy, save up your money, line things up, get the ducks in a row, and then execute. Because your health is going to be more important than everything else.
Yeah.
Than everything else. All that money you could possibly make, if you got to sacrifice a year and a half, 2 years, and you're going to grind it out like an investment banker that shows up on Wall Street and is going to grind for 2 years and their health is going to suffer, but they've got a goal at the end of that, hey, understood. Sometimes you got to do, but you got to, at the end of that 2-3 years, if you're not there and you're not where you want to be and you're starting to decline in health, you're going to get some stuff that you won't be able to recover from. So make your decision. Then you come up with an exit strategy and move on, do something else.
Yeah, and health and even like fitness is is this thing. It's called systemic versus direct. You know, as far as being beneficial. So exercise is like one of the few things in your little hierarchy of like needs or whatever that affects everything else. Like if you're an unhealthy person versus a healthy person, the healthy person will be better at everything else. He'll be better at making money. He'll be better at all relationships. He'll be better, obviously, health-wise in and of itself.
I mean, obviously, if you've got some guy that's brilliant and really out of shape versus a guy that's an idiot who's in great shape, the brilliant person's probably going to make more money and do better in the long run. I mean, we're talking, you have to put them on a level in the intellectual playing field.
Yeah, you're talking about the same person.
Oh, yeah, then for sure. For sure, the healthier person was going to win.
But and compare that to the direct thing. Like, well, people be like, hey, making money is important, so it's more important than health. But here's the thing. Making money doesn't improve your health. Making money doesn't necessarily improve friendship or romantic relationships necessarily. In fact, a lot of times it damages them. A lot of the times. Health doesn't damage anything. It improves everything. There's not anything that I can think of, anyway, that health makes worse.
Yeah.
Or being more fit makes worse.
Get healthy, stay healthy.
Yeah.
Stay on the program.
You know what? And it's one of those things too, man. Those like working out. When you're on the road, that's a big one, right? It's hard to like get a solid workout on the road because you're busy or whatever. But this is gonna sound crazy, but when you think about it, it's not crazy, but sound kind of unrealistic. Where so this is what I've been doing recently when we went to New York for the muster and like all these other stuff. Before I go, I'll research jiu-jitsu gyms and fitness gyms where I can work out, because like you said, the hotel gym is like, if you don't have anything else and but you still have time, okay, good. But I research where are the gyms and prepare, like, okay, how long is it going to take me to get there, work out, get back, all this stuff, and then you fit it in your schedule. And here's the thing, if you don't want to fit it in your schedule, then don't work out. Then health is not for you then. But if you're like, oh, you're asking, this kind of question where, is it wrong to sacrifice health and all this stuff? That means you're concerned about health. Then be concerned about health. You can fit it in. Be surprised what you can fit in. Just like you don't have to get that good of a workout, but you're fitting it in. But here's the thing. You can fit in a good workout. You just got to make room for that. You got to plan for that.
It's a psychological win, too. Like, if I'm going to speak somewhere, at a minimum, I'll do a couple hundred burpees before I go, when I wake up, because that just gets the blood flowing. You're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah. Bro, at the muster, there was no break in the program. I went to 24-hour fitness. I rolled a hard one at Henzo's, and then we rolled at the muster, which wasn't hard necessarily, but there was a lot of rolls in there. Yeah. And so, man, there was no break in the program. But the point is, because I knew I made time. Exactly right. It was important. And I don't want to say it's important like it's the number one priority. I'm saying it's part of the whole what I'm doing. If it's not part of what you're doing, then don't be healthy. Then don't make it part of what you're doing.
I vote against you on that one. I say make time, be healthy.
Yeah, I think so too. That's my opinion. But I'm saying, people,
I know exactly what you're saying.
People
you're saying
be like, I don't have time. Yeah. My job is so whatever. Hey, if you straight up don't have time, then you don't have time. Health is not for you. You chose everything else over health, and that's up to you.
I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb here that most people, you can make time.
That's the point. Yeah. That's my whole
point.
Wake
up a half hour earlier.
Yeah, because you know when you really don't have time.
Yeah. Like one time, I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, we came in and we skipped jiu-jitsu to record the podcast.
Right.
And I was like, man, we skipped jiu-jitsu to record the podcast. We had no choice.
Right.
It was like, if we didn't do that, we weren't going to get it done. I think I had a flight in the afternoon.
Right.
And we just had to do it.
Yeah.
And so, occasionally those things happen.
Yeah, so consider that, right? So it's either skip jiu-jitsu one day and get the podcast out, or don't. We could have chosen train jiu-jitsu, don't do the podcast. But at that point, given all the circumstances, the podcast at one day and skipping jiu-jitsu at one day is more important for that one day, because it's not like we're giving up jiu-jitsu completely for this, but it's not that.
We were actually holding the line with the podcast.
Exactly right. And that was important that day because we were kind of faced with that thing. What do you give up? So that's the question. What do you give up? Do you give up watching, a movie in room service? Do you give that up? Well, give that up.
Yes, give that up.
Like I said, hey, if you don't have time,
you know what's weird? When I go to hotels, I don't even turn on the TV.
Yeah, man,
I don't even turn on the TV because I don't have TV at home. And so, I don't know, a year or two ago, I went to some hotel and I turned on the TV. And next thing I know, an hour and a half went by and I was watching some movie from 1986
Zoolander?
going, you've got to be kidding me. Turn it off. And you know what I always do? I hang my chalk bag on the TV. That's my standard operating procedure. I hang my chalk, because you know how they're all the thin TVs now?
When you travel?
When I travel.
So you bring your chalk bag?
Yes. I bring a chalk bag. I bring sweatbands for my wrists because I sweat. I bring a chalk bag. I bring my little notebook. I bring a mobility wad ball to do some mobility work. And I bring some 1-inch tubular nylon that I used to stretch.
Oh, dang,
that's what I bring.
So you're good to go regardless.
Occasionally, like when we went to the muster, I brought rings with me.
Yeah, I saw that. That was good.
Because I knew I was going to be on a tight timeline. I knew I was going to have to, get some workouts done. And I traveled a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
Because I normally travel really light, but I had an extra bag, so then rings.
Hey, man.
No factor.
You were there for a while, too.
Yeah.
A couple weeks.
Yeah, I was in Austria and then came back to New York and then from New York to Texas. So it was a road trip.
Yeah. Dang, see, and you made it happen, and you're busier than the normal person, in my opinion.
Kind of busy.
And but again, man, I think, you know how that old saying, I don't know, you might have said, might have been Henry, I don't know where I saw it, but it's like, there is no free time or spare time or, work, that there's just time. It's one of those deals.
Just lifetime. That is Rollins. That's a Rollins quote, yeah.
So it's like time. So
there's no spare time. There's no free time. There's just lifetime.
Just time, yeah.
So you better just get on it.
So unless you're like Peter Attia, remember when he was talking about what Peter Attia was talking about, like there is no time. You're just working the whole time. Like you can't even sleep.
When he was at med school.
Yeah. So if you're in that situation, then that makes sense.
Like
you're not going to be like,
no
hey, I'm not doing this part of my medical program.
When you're
you can't
pulling
do that.
over the side of the road to a park to fall asleep for an hour just because you haven't slept in 9 days.
So there are exceptions for sure. But again, like if you're doing room service, or you're watching the game, or you're stopping at the bar, or doing anything, I'm not even saying necessarily destructive things. I'm just saying things that aren't conducive to your quote unquote work, that's keeping you so busy or whatever, that are essential. If you're doing these other things, then there's where you can make time. How can one ever have time if you don't take time?
I like it.